Hello and welcome to English for Construction. Let's continue with the article 11. 11.3 Contractor's personnel. The contractor's personnel shall be appropriately qualified, skilled, and experienced in their respective trades or occupations. The client may require the contractor to remove or cause to be removed any person employed on the site or works, including the contractor's representative if applicable, who persists in any misconduct or lack of care, carries out duties incompetently or negligently, fails to conform with any provisions of the contract, persists in any conduct which is prejudicial to safety, health, or the protection of the environment. If appropriate, the contractor shall then appoint, or cause to be appointed, a suitable replacement person. The contractor shall at all times take all reasonable precautions to prevent any unlawful, riotous, or disorderly conduct by or among the contractor's personnel, and to preserve peace and protection of person and property on and near the site. 11.4 Record of contractor's personnel and equipment. The contractor shall submit to the client details showing the number of each class of contractor's personnel and of each type of contractor's equipment on the site. Details shall be submitted each calendar week in a form approved by the client until the contractor has completed all work which is known to be outstanding at the completion date stated in the taking over certificate for the works. 11.5 Cooperation. The contractor shall be responsible to cooperate with the client's personnel, other contractors employed by the client. Services for this personnel and other contractors may include the use of contractor's equipment, temporary works, or access arrangements which are the responsibility of the contractor. If the contractor incurs costs beyond the contract price, the parties shall consider this as an additional cost. 11.6 Setting out. The contractor shall set out the works in relation to all regional points, lines, and levels of reference specified in the contract. The contractor shall be responsible for the correct positioning of all parts of the works, and shall rectify any error in their positions, levels, dimensions, or alignment of the works. The client shall be responsible for any errors in these specified or notified items of reference, but the contractor shall use reasonable efforts to verify their accuracy before they are used. If the contractor suffers delay and/or incurs costs from executing work which were necessitated by an error in these items of reference, and an experienced contractor could not reasonably have discovered such error and avoided this delay and/or cost, the contractor shall give notice to the client and shall be entitled subject to Article 22, Claim and Dispute Handling. 11.7 Site Conditions. The contractor shall be deemed to have inspected and examined the site, its surroundings, the border, and other available information, and to have been satisfied before submitting the tender as to all relevant matters, including A. The form and nature of the site, including subsurface conditions. B. The hydrological and climatic conditions. C. The extent and nature of the work and materials necessary for the execution and completion of the works, and the remedying of any defects. D. The provisions of the labor law. E. The contractor's requirements for access, accommodation, facilities, personnel, power, transport, water, and other services. If the contractor encounters adverse physical conditions which he considers to have been unforeseeable, The contractor shall give notice to the client as soon as practicable. This notice shall describe the physical conditions so that they can be inspected by the engineer, and shall set out the reasons why the contractor considers them to be unforeseeable. The contractor shall continue executing the works using such proper and reasonable measures as are appropriate for the physical conditions, and shall comply with any instruction which the engineer may give. If an instruction constitutes a variation, Article 20, risks and force majeure shall apply.